What's going on, people, and welcome to my Game Week 33 recap, FPL, and a look ahead to Game Week 34. I ended up with 54 points total, and the average was 58, so not far off the average, but it's disappointing to not at least equal it or better it. So I've been on a few red arrows the last 2 or 3 weeks after that massive good run of about 7 or 8 weeks green arrows. It is frustrating, but hopefully we can get some more green arrows in before the season ends. Neto got me 0 in goal. They did get a draw, but obviously no clean sheet, and yeah, they didn't win, so I got a 0 for Neto. Virgil van Dijk got me 2, losing to Crystal Palace, a big shock of the week. I don't think anyone predicted that. Ben White got 5. He's another one that goes under the radar. Even though they lost Arsenal, he still got a return, so 5 for White. Gabriel got a 0, Porro got a 0, and Doughty got a 0 as well. So other than White, the keeper and the defence were terrible. Midfield, Palmer saved me a lot last night in that hat-trick performance against Everton. 26 I got for him. Unfortunately, I didn't captain him or vice him, but I'm still happy with what he'd give me in a return. 26. Salah I captained, he got me 4. Disappointing loss to Palace, and I felt like he wasn't really in the game. He's been disappointing since I brought him in, and he's a lot of money, so something to think about. 3 for Gross in a 1-1 draw away to Burnley. Could have been worse. And Saka only got me 2. Obviously, they lost to Villa. Another upset. Disappointing. And then Isak up top got me 12. I did have Tony starting, but obviously he didn't play in the game, so he got automatically subbed out. It was disappointing. He was my vice as well, Tony, but didn't even feature. So, very disappointing. I wasn't far off the average, so it's a bit of a mixed one because a red arrow, but weren't far off the average, so it could have been a lot worse. Palmer made it a lot better and more palatable to take the loss for the overall points, and Isak did well for me with 12, as he obviously scored 2 and got 2 bonuses against Tottenham. And the bench, Vicario, Foden, Tony and Semenyo all got 0s, so yeah, most of them didn't play, but terrible. Going into Game Week 34 then, I did have 2 transfers if I wanted to use them. I made an earlier one during Game Week 33, when that was Cunha in for Semenyo, as Semenyo is out until an unknown return date. And obviously Wolves have a double fixture in this game week coming up, as do others as well, the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Bournemouth. So I did factor in my 2 transfers with double game week teams as well in mind, and I brought in Cunha for Semenyo, and I took out Porro finally. I have been threatening it for a long time, and brought in Semedo from Wolves. Now, it might backfire and Wolves might not do well in these double fixtures, but I feel like they're an underrated team. Arsenal have just lost to Villa. They could go to Wolves and lose as well. And I think Wolves will be favourites against Bournemouth. So I'm happy to get Cunha and Semedo in. The formation, Neto keeps his place in goal. He obviously has a double game week and Vicario doesn't play, so that picks itself, that spot. Both away fixtures for Neto though, so, but I'm going to go with it, roll the dice. Ben White, an away and a home fixture for Arsenal against an away to Wolves and then at home against Chelsea. Gabriel as well, double up in the Arsenal defence. Van Dijk away to Everton and Fulham. Could be tricky for Liverpool as they've just lost as well. So yeah, they're going to be hungry to get a response, but whether they will or not, we'll have to see. Semedo, as I said, Wolves at home against Arsenal and then at home against Bournemouth. And then I've gone with 3 in the midfield with Saka, Palmer away to Arsenal, and Salah with that double fixture away to Fulham and Everton. And then 3 up top, I've got Cunha, Isak away to Crystal Palace, and Tony away to Luton, and hopefully he plays. Captaincy, I've put on Cunha. I have a lot of faith in him. He's just come back. Scored already as soon as he come back, and I do think he's an underrated player. So I'm going to... People might see it as a bit of a risk, but they've got 2 games. I think he could do well in both, if not 1. So he's going to be my captain. I'm going to go with vice on Isak at the moment because he's in such good form. Saka and Salah, I think a lot of people will go with because of that double fixture, but I don't think either of them are really performing right now. So captaincy on Cunha, vice on Isak, and my 3rd striker is Tony. Hopefully he will be back in the team away to Luton. I'm just going to roll the dice with that and put him in. Hopefully he plays. Vicario doesn't have a game, obviously. My first sub at the moment is Foden. I want to get him into this team because he's in such good form. Didn't play in the last game, but I think he'll probably get put back into the team for this one. But they do play tomorrow night as well in the Champions League, so kind of factors into that as well. I do want to find a place for game week 34, but I don't really want to take anyone else out either, so I might bench him this week, but it could backfire. Doughty is the second sub for Luton at home to Brentford, who is another one I wanted to get in, but I just can't fit him in really. And then Gross is at home against City, which could go either way. I'm happy with my team, but I would like all of my bench to play as well, so I might even bench boost this week as well. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but I might. Not sure yet. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. How did you do this game week as well? I fell slightly below the average, but hopefully for game week 34, with quite a few double fixtures in there with my players and my selections, get back in the Green Arrow Brigade and finish next week with a Green Arrow, as I said. Let me know yours in the comments, guys. Who are you captaining? How did you do this week? You're confident going into game week 34? And enjoy the football ahead. I'll be back soon with a Premier League predictions as well before the games get underway, so watch out for that. See you soon.